get some coffee to wash it down because it's 5:26 and I got 20 miles to run before I go to sleep. I'm going to try car camping in the 4Runner tonight, and I had hoped to make some window shields to block out the sunlight for tomorrow morning, and also just a little bit of privacy while I'm sleeping in here. And everything I saw was use Reflectix, and everybody said I just picked this up at Home Depot. So I was driving my daughter to work this morning, and she checked the Home Depot app and said it doesn't look like they have any. And I thought, well, I need to go in there to get a car charger, a battery charger anyway. I'll wait and see. I'll go ahead and go in and see if they do, and they didn't have any. So I'm moving on down the line to Michael's to see if I can get some poster board, which will be easier to cut and cheaper anyway, which will give me time to design what types of window treatments I really want to use. I still haven't figured out the parasitic drain situation in the 4Runner. I'm taking it camping tonight after the rain stops. I went ahead and got a charger to make sure the battery is fully charged before I go, and then I'll disconnect it while I'm out there camping. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that one to stick in there, but it fits well. It's the right size. I think that gives me complete coverage of all the windows. Not sure how to get these to stay up on the back part. This side stays pretty well, the other side doesn't. I think we'll be blacked out and private. Ran back in to get my sandwich, and I asked if I could have a cookie. And my daughter said yes, which I'm really glad I did, because when I went to get the cookie, I saw that I still had my running vest sitting in there. Not that I couldn't run 20 miles without my running vest, but having my running vest is going to make those 20 miles much more enjoyable. All right, I made it out to Smithville at 6 o'clock. I just took off. I'm not that far, just a quarter mile out. But I realized I forgot my headlamp and flashlight, which I will need in about an hour and a half. Seven and a half miles in. Gonna take a little break, have a sandwich, watch the sunset, and then enjoy a little nighttime half marathon. That sounds perfect. I really should run at sunset more often. I just came around this corner. There was a blue heron just sitting right there. They took off. It was a beautiful sight. But I couldn't get to my camera fast enough to share it with all of you. So it's just in here. I invite you in, take a look at it, and explore the beauty of that blue heron. Wasn't it beautiful? It's 10 after 9, 14.5 miles in, and heading back to the car. I think I'm gonna drop the pack and then go back out. So I'm gonna drop the pack, I'm gonna grab a sandwich, and go back out for 4.5 miles. It's 11:30 and I'm snuggled in for the night. I've got all the blackout curtains up. I've got some fairly warm clothes on because it's colder than I expected. I had some bread and some beer for dinner, and spot's a little closer to the highway. There's just a lot of traffic that I hadn't anticipated, but I'm tired and I think I'll get a good night's sleep. So good night, y'all. It's 1:30 and sheriff just came by and told me I can't sleep out here, so I'm gonna have to move on down to the campground. I got the battery reconnected, got things reconfigured a little bit so I can get out of here. I'm gonna head on down to the campground down the road a little bit. I don't know, I'm trying to decide whether I just want to go home or whether I should go to the campground. I don't really want to pay the fee. I'll drive down to the campground and see what's what. Seems like that would be a lot faster to get back to sleep than to have to go all the way home. To abort the whole entire mission. Maybe I can just readjust the mission and head down to the campground for a little bit. We'll try that first. I'm settled back in at the campground, and I'm pretty tired. It's a little after 2 o'clock. I was getting pretty cold sleeping at the other place. I've been moving around a ton, and of course I drove with the car with the heater on. So we'll see how long this lasts, but I also managed to get the whoopee and my other blanket over my sleeping bag better than when I did it kind of half asleep last time. So I'm actually kind of overly warm right now. We'll see. Good night. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Beth. Mary Ellen. So the poster board did not stay up very well. It's like the sun almost melts it off. This is a much more beautiful setting than the parking lot at the trailhead. Much better choice. A little worried 3 eggs might be too much for this pan. Yeah, those yolks got a little more cooked than I would have liked. But the whites got cooked as much as I would like. Pretty great way to start the morning. I'm declaring the first night in the Forerunner a success, even though I got busted by the cops. Kevin was the host that came by this morning and got me all registered and gave me the lowdown on the campgrounds. He was surprised that I lived in Kansas City. I'd never actually camped at these campgrounds before. And then he looked and saw I was sleeping out of the Forerunner, and he's like, "You should get yourself a tent." Said, "I do have a tent. It's just I'm trying to figure out how to camp out of this thing." And then he told me about his buddy who has a solar panel on top and an awning off of his. He said, "I'm not sure he's ever camped in it. I think he's just working on it." ultimate goal. I'm getting there, step by step. But first, gotta work on that bed platform. I'm worried about losing space though. Man, I really like being able to sit up on that mattress, particularly since I was awakened at 1 a.m. by a police officer. It was nice to be able to sit up and talk to him.